to the Week 16 review of the Fantasy Franchise League.
We're back.
Yes, we are back after a couple day. We're a couple days late on this video. We're just gonna say that.
Well, we had a lot to happen from the baseball trades and whatnot.
Yes. So just a quick look over of last week's matchups.
Upset.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that. I'll let you get to that. I know you're waiting.
Okay. Bear Bashers and Pine Tree Lane had a 7-7 tie. It was 11-5. Bear Bashers was winning going into Sunday and had a bad Sunday, and that was it.
What would be what's your analysis of the matchup? You still are thinking Pine Tree doesn't have a chance, or you just say that because it was 7-7, he got beneficial from that? I mean, it basically means all week though your team wasn't really smashing him.
No, I wasn't smashing him.
I mean, he doesn't even have Kershaw.
I think that he actually threw a couple innings or whatever. But yeah. No, I mean, I think his team has a chance. It's just that you got to have a full roster, and he doesn't have that.
Correct.
That's the problem. So.
But a 7-7 tie, I mean, if you're Pine Tree Lane, it's not great, but you didn't get pounded.
No, didn't get pounded. I mean, he's still hanging around.
Hanging around.
Yep. The
upset special.
The upset special. All rise with the 9-6 win, ending the winning streak.
Boo.
Yes. These winning streaks.
I'm so heartbroken about it.
Yeah. Now, I'll say the same thing that you say to me. Are you worried? You lost. Are you worried?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You say that every time to me, every time I lose. So I just wondered if you were.
Well, yes, every time you lose. That implies more than once.
Well, yeah.
This is the first time I lost in like 2 months, 3 months. But
yeah.
No, he did a great job. His team pitched well. Basically, one guy changed 3 categories on Sunday night, and that's what can happen when you keep your categories close.
A lot of close categories.
Yes, Yasiel Puig stole a win away from me, which would have taken a point away. And because Yasiel Puig had a hit, I believe if you go to offensive categories.
All rise and look at Yasiel Puig.
No. Go back to the...
Yeah.
All right, so offensive categories. Singles that Yasiel Puig hit in his last at bat, winning that category. So basically it was like 7-7 or 8-7 going into the Sunday night game. And you're right, I did blow a big lead. I had a couple guys not really perform up to their 500 hitting standards that they normally do, but
you still hit 304 for the week, so I think you're okay.
Well, like I said, I'm not worried. I also played with an NA guy on my roster all week, and not excuses. I'm just giving you facts. I also
sounds like an excuse to me.
Well, no, it's not. I'm just telling you the matchup details of the matchup.
Okay. Right.
I played with one NA guy, and I also played with one empty slot.
So why did you play with one empty slot?
It's not the playoffs. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, good job, All Rise.
Yep, All Rise.
No, not taking any credit away. You beat me. You beat me.
Do you also want to go? You mentioned in the text thread that All Rise likes his matchups the rest of the way.
He has done his homework, and he thinks he has the most favorable schedule, and we kind of talked about that last video. I agree with his matchups, but you gotta win big.
Yeah, because now he's still far behind. That's the problem.
Yes.
So, and then Ben's Champions with a 7-7 tie with Alaska Glaciers. Doesn't really do anything for either guy.
Nope. Alaska Glaciers needed a big win. And actually, a kind of a similar matchup to yours. He had a big lead going into the weekend. And I think Ben's Champions offense went off.
Yeah, apparently. Because he said he was losing 12-1 Sunday morning. That's what he said.
He had a huge Sunday. But, again, just because you're losing 12-1 at 2 p.m. Sunday, if you're losing 8 categories by 1 point, are you really getting blown out? Do you know what I mean?
Well, he only won 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive categories anyway. Ben's Champions. So that
right. So I'm saying he was
pitching day.
Well, no. What I'm saying, if he was losing let's say he was losing singles by 1 at 2 p.m.
Right.
So that's why his score could have been 12-1. But
yeah,
again, doesn't do anything for either team. I mean, Ben's Champions, I think, is content making the playoffs, and his we'll call it confidence, is that he's going to perform well in the playoffs like he always does.
The next matchup, Zips with an 11-5 win over Five Swords. Now I know we don't care about Five Swords, I get it. But
I don't care about Five Swords anymore.
But Zips is now, he might be the hottest team. We got to check on the wins now, but he might actually be
For streaking.
Yeah, he might have the most streaks. He's trending upward.
Interesting.
Again, I know that we don't really need to say much about Five Swords, but
Much? I don't need to say anything about Five Swords.
Zips had a 109 whip for the week, so that means that the pitching's pretty solid for the week.
It's normally his forte, but I
Yeah.
mean, again, if you play somebody that has an offense, we'll see.
Globo Gym continues to not be able to win a game or a matchup.
Most exciting thing about the video, will Globo Gym's loss to Team Jobu finally drop him out of the number 3 spot in the power rankings? I know what my decision is. I'll be curious to see what yours is. I know they lost 8-7,
Yeah.
but we've been pounding Jobu for how bad he's been sliding, or how bad his team has not been performing, and
Yeah, Globo's Gym with a 226 batting average for the week. Yep, just he loves those home runs.
good.
Did you see his big pickup though to fix that batting average? Joey Gallo. Sorry. Okay.
I did see a stat this morning from the MLB Network. Joey Gallo now leads the majors in percentage of home runs for total hits
Yeah.
for the season. It's
Yeah.
45%.
45% of his hits are home runs.
Yes.
He has way more home runs than singles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So. But I mean, that's all the matchups.
Not very exciting.
Yeah, not very exciting.
All rise, good job, but you got to do better.
But I do want to let's look at the standings here because we should at least talk about that. Now,
Okay.
now it's important.
It's always important.
Ben's Champions, now the 6th seed, has a 3.5 game lead on Pine Tree Lane. But All Rise is the 8th seed, and All Rise is 12.5 back.
So that's what I mean. He needs big wins. It's not 9-6, 9-7. He needs 11 to 3s.
Yep.
He needs one, just one,
Yeah.
to get him back in it. And if he doesn't do that, I don't think he's going to be like the other seasons where he comes up 1 or 2 games short at the end because it's not enough.
Yeah.
Now, like he said, he gets to play a Five Swords. I believe that's this week,
Yeah.
but he's struggling.
Is he? Through the first 2 days, I didn't look at the matchups for this week.
This is Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not usually Tuesday.
It's Thursday,
Thursday.
and his matchup is, in fact, I think he's losing. I think
Okay.
he's trailing in that matchup. So, I mean, this is the week that he needed to make up games,
Yeah,
and
he's
it's
got
just
to. Now, don't you think Alaska Glacier's now at 15 out?
yeah, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, you got to sell completely, don't you? I mean, you got to.
Well, he did. He already got rid of Nelson Cruz. He and I just made another trade. But again, what does he have to trade? Because he doesn't like to do a complete rebuild. He still likes to do a couple little things.
Yeah.
But what can you name me a guy off his roster that he should trade right now? That he's going to get the maximum value for? I mean, if you trade like a Goldschmidt, aren't you
Yeah.
taking a step back?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really trade Goldschmidt because, yeah, just like you said, I mean, unless
He has studs and he has complementary players. Do you want a Byron Buxton?
I mean, me personally, I don't. I don't know if you could look at that as a building block for the future or not. I don't know. See, here's the thing. Now I know we're past the prospect, but a lot of prospects just end up being suspects. So
Yes.
So you
Only
never
10% of prospects turn out to be all-stars. That's our stat of the
Yes.
week.
Yeah, there you go.
10% of prospects turn out to be all-stars.
Okay.
But they still have value. Fool's gold.
Yeah, they do definitely have value. So now there's been so many transactions. I'm trying to find the trades. Let's see. That was Tuesday, so that's not. That we'll talk about that next
Needs
week.
to be anything before July 31st.
All right. Wasting time on the video. They try to go back, finding some transactions and some trades.
Can't you change it to trades? I can do that online.
Can you? Okay, here I found one. Buster Posey, Domingo Santana, Ian Happ for Evan Gaddis and Anthony Rizzo. Ben's Champions to Five Swords.
I will no longer give Five Swords any airtime.
Wow, no airtime.
No.
You think it was that bad of a trade?
I sent you the text. What that trade now turns out to be.
Yeah, the biggest issue I have with the trade is that Five Swords owned Ian Happ at one point and would have just had him on his roster the whole season.
Well, the 3 trades he made with Ben's champions, he owned half those guys and traded them back for him.
Yeah, that's...
And got worse value for them back. That's it. That's all I have to say about him because he gives me hot flashes.
It gives you hot flashes.
So mad.
Yeah,
So mad.
I wasn't big on that one. So, still heading back. Still
The
looking
AJ
for-
Pollock trade.
The AJ Pollock. Go ahead and read it out, because
AJ Pollock for Bradley Zimmer and Jacob Fadia.
Jacob Fadia, huh?
I liked it. For Glowajum.
Yeah, I guess I mean, it's all about Pollock staying healthy, and I do like Five Swords getting rid of Pollock because that's what you needed to do there.
Right.
So
But again, did you maximize value? Do you think you could have gotten more than Bradley Zimmer and Jacob Faria? It's a trick question, by the way. Would you rather have Bradley Zimmer or Christian Yelich?
well, the obvious the
Go ahead,
initial-
say it. No, continue. The obvious answer is
Yelich, but
But
you know, you look at how this year has gone. Zimmer's probably has a more productive year than Yelich. What, you don't think that's true?
are you going by rankings or statistics?
They're probably very, very similar.
Interesting. We'll look that up.
We will. And I'm just saying for this year. That's all I'm saying. And obviously,
Gotcha.
Zimmer's only been around for a year. But,
Gotcha. I think that's it. There's the only. Oh, the Dallas.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Because
That's all there was?
all the other ones were July 31st trades.
What's the last one that you have on your list?
Would be the one you started off with.
Wow.
The Rizzo Gaddis. There were only 2 trades.
Wow. Feels like there's been more than that. I guess it's just because there were so many in the real world of
Correct.
baseball.
Correct. Don't forget. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not talking about. I mean, we can.
Yeah, we
Any
can.
that you. Wearing my Oakland A's jersey.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
want to talk about him and go into your team? Skiing, by the way.
I hope that he can at least finish up this year just by staying good. You know what I mean? I mean, like,
I don't think it really matters what he does. What they gave up for him was a joke.
well, you're saying that just because they're hurt. Just because they're hurt doesn't mean that they're not going to be something eventually. Because you're right, 2 of the 3 guys were hurt.
One
Right.
guy's coming back from a major knee surgery, and one guy's coming back from a pitching major surgery. And those are guys you want to invest in.
I mean, if you're Oakland and you know you got to get something, that's just how it works.
Everything I heard was they were all over Florial, and you know we have our prospect guru Globo who says he strikes out too much, but that's the MO for all the guys that he drafts anyways. But
Goldschmidt strikes out too much too, by the way. I mean, you can't go by that. Strikeouts don't always mean everything. They really don't.
depends. It depends. To me, Florial had to be in that deal, and I don't know why they wanted a guy. Now, Fowler is more highly ranked, and so is Caprillion, but
Yeah.
again, you just trade for guys that are done for the season, and you don't know how they're going to recover.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I saw what they got. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So,
The interesting play there was the Orioles buying instead of selling.
Oriole Magic.
Yeah. But
All they need is Jeremy Hellickson. This is 2 weeks in a row, Binky.
the interesting part about that is that both the Dodgers and the Astros thought they had Britton. Do you understand that?
No.
They thought they had it, and Angelos wouldn't clear those trades.
Do we know what the actual trades were?
No, they won't go out in public. But both teams. That's why the Dodgers just went, okay, forget it. We're going to go get Darvish, because they were going to just try to be a little bit lighter and get Britton.
Right.
And it was agreed to in principle. Angelos didn't clear off on it, and then they went. They were like, forget it. We're getting Darvish. That's why they got Darvish with like 10 minutes to go.
That's another trade too that I couldn't believe, that they only had to give up Willie Calhoun as the main guy in that deal.
Well, again, if you're in Texas, he's walking, man. He's walking. So what are you wasting your time for? Like, you've got 2 choices. You can be the Orioles, who get everybody all excited because they win a couple of games in a row and they're like, oh, we're gonna make the playoffs. But
They are. They are.
In 4 years, they're going to be
Wild
awful.
card.
They're going to be terrible. They're going to be
Wild
one of the worst
card
teams
magic.
in the majors because they're not doing what everybody else is doing.
Wild card magic.
Wild card, yeah, you're right. Let's say they can actually sneak in because as of today, they're only 2.5 out. They still got to climb over 4 other teams to get there. But if they can do that and get in, then the first game, who's pitching your wild card matchup if you're the Orioles? Who's your stud? Is it freaking Hellickson? I mean, is that
Dylan Bundy.
That's what I'm saying. Bundy's been
Kevin
terrible the last
Gausman.
month. Yeah, their pitching staff is just awful, and you can't expect to do anything in
Wade
the playoffs.
Miley.
Hey, in our text thread, what does it always say? Just like last night, he was like, "We have the most wins over the last 5 years."
Jim Palmer.
How many World Series have they gotten to?
World Series is?
World Series is this?
In there ever?
Well, no, I mean in the last 5 years.
Oh, well, 0.
Yeah, exactly.
Only 10 teams have been in the World Series in the last 5 years.
Right, and none of them were the Baltimore Orioles. They should have
The
sold.
Mets have been though. METS.
Yeah, I wish. I've been
wish,
trying to
I
get
wish.
Cespedes from Five Swords, but he just outprices.
Oh God! What? Should have traded him at the beginning of the season. That's when his value was most. Who wants a guy that has 11 homers and 26 RBIs?
That's what I'm trying
for this season.
I know. That's why.
Stop talking about Five Swords. You're making me mad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to make you mad. All right. Well,
I never heard of a guy that finishes in last place and he gets more airtime than anybody else.
well, that's because he's the only guy watching this. It's wave time.
Oh.
Hello. but yeah.
Props on your new girl, by the way. Heard good things about her. That's the only thing I'm gonna say about Five Swords.
Oh. So yeah, that must not be Facebook official because I didn't even know that was a thing.
Sorry. All right, never mind. Forget about the girlfriend thing.
All right. So I think what we'll do is we'll come back and do power rankings. We'll do some research here on the win streaks
And the Zimmer versus
Zimmer versus Yelich. We'll be right back with all that fantastic info.
Nobody responded to my text.
Oh, nobody responded to your text. Oh. All right. So first of all, we're going to do with the streaks. Longest winning streak is
Team Joe Boo.
Team Joe Boo with a 3-week winning streak. Longest in the league right now.
Trace De La Fuentes, step into the madness.
Yeah. yeah. Longest losing streak.
Our favorite on the videos.
Is it our favorite?
Well, he's your favorite.
Oh, he's my favorite. Okay.
You can say his name.
Globo Jim with a 3-week losing streak. But on top of that 3-week losing streak, 2 weeks before that, back-to-back ties. So it's been 6 weeks since Globo Jim has experienced sweet, sweet victory.
Week 11.
Week 11. Wow. So yeah, those are the streaks. Do you want to go over? You have all the stats there. The difference between.
All right, so here's what we did with the Yelich Zimmer. For those of you that didn't know, rankings. We'll just throw that out there, even though they're skewed.
Yeah, they're very skewed because
Yelich is the 45th ranked player in the league currently. Zimmer is 768 or something.
768. But listen, this just shows you how screwed up the Yahoo rankings are. Because watch when he reads these stats and say, why is there a 700 difference?
Yeah, watch.
Yeah, watch.
All right, so runs 69-30, singles 76-38, doubles 24-12, RBIs 58-37. That sounds double, right?
Sounds double. Yeah.
At bats 397 to 209.
Yeah. So we only had half the at bats.
Right. Averages 285, 282, on base 365, 345. Yelich 13-8 home runs, slight advantage, so I'd expect Zimmer to have more than him. Mm-hmm. And he already has more stolen bases than Yelich, which I would expect too. But
So yeah,
it is what it is. They're similar players. I just curious.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Curious. Rankings?
Yes. Power rankings. Do you want to do your pose or no? No. Just don't. You're not feeling it.
No.
All right.
I feel more like olive oil than Popeye today. My
number 6 team. 5 Swords. No, that's wrong. What is that? I have mixed up my group. Go ahead. Tell me who your number 6 team is.
Apparently, this is his first time using these. Pine Tree Lane. Despite your tie with Bear Bashers, the fact that you're still selling and you say you're in sell mode, I still think you're the 6th best team. Zips, I have you gaining ground, but again, I'm not giving you credit for beating 5 Swords. I had to say his name again. So that's why I dropped you, because you made me say 5 Swords again.
My number 6 team is actually Team Jobu.
Even
Yes.
with the impressive win over Globo Gem.
Well, first of all, is it impressive when he's lost the last 5 weeks?
I don't
Or
know.
hasn't won in the last 5
Well,
weeks?
does that
sorry.
make your power rankings then less credible since you keep him as the number 3 team?
Well,
Then?
he only beat him 8-7. It was a very close victory.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
He won.
Vin Diesel.
He won. I still have him at number 6. He is my number 6 team. It's my power rankings. Go.
Benjamin's champions.
I also have Ben's champions at number.
I will tell you this though. I'm waiting for you. By the way, our trade deadline's coming up.
Yeah. Do you want to say
August 13th.
August 13th. So 10 days from now, right?
Yeah.
10 days from now is get your last trades in.
Ben's champions. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I thought he addressed the bullpen. He hasn't done anything there at all.
I really
It's not
think
gonna
he's
work.
going to try and pull away Alaska Glaciers and try to go into the playoffs with no bullpen.
It's not going to work.
Has not proven to be successful.
No.
I have a tie for my number 4 teams.
Wow, he has a tie. I have no tie.
You also do not have a baseball shirt on today.
Ran out of
If
baseball
you would
shirts.
go back to video 1 or 2, I'm pretty sure this guy said, "Oh,
That's
wear
right.
a baseball shirt."
I didn't realize that I only had
Video.
13 different baseball shirts. I ran out of baseball
Video.
shirts. Sorry. Go ahead. Team Jobu and Globo Gym tied.
Trending down, trending up. Watch,
Oh.
right?
Wow, that was pretty. Wow. You should be on America's Got Talent. That's impressive.
I could.
My number 4 is Globo Gym.
You did drop him from.
He has dropped from the 3 seed. You have to win sometime, dude. Stay up
I'm
there.
feeling faint.
For real?
Yeah, you just dropped him from 3 to 4. I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
Who is your number 3?
Well, it would still be those 2 teams.
What? How am I? Oh, that's right, because you had 2. My number 3 is Zips.
What?
Zips.
He doesn't even make my power 6.
Why not? What's wrong? What are you not seeing out of Zips?
Who does he beat?
Hey, he beats all the teams he's supposed to beat.
So 5 swords.
I still believe
5 swords.
I still believe he's probably the second most balanced team now. I do. I think he's even got more balance than me because I don't think there's any category that he absolutely punts. So I like Zips.
Okay.
Zips is my number 3. Who is your number 2?
It's you.
Yeah, I am still number 2 as well.
Rudy Poo.
Yes. I will admit I'm not at a great place right now with my roster because there's some injuries and things I gotta address. But
You also
we'll
have
figure
to
it out.
deal with whether or not you're going to keep prospects or not too. I
Well,
think that's
yeah, of course that's a bigger deal for me than anybody else because I actually have the ones that actually play in the majors. You know, just throwing that out there.
Oh my gosh.
So.
But again, unimpressive win or tie, I should say,
Yeah, it
over
was a
Pine
tie.
Tree Lane.
Yeah, I know.
You're struggling, dude. You're lucky Globo Gym's so bad.
Well, I guess you could say I'm lucky that the rest of the league's so bad because I'm still 16 games up.
Don't talk about that. We're not allowed to talk about that anymore.
Why? Who said that?
The text thread. That's all we do is talk about how bad everybody else is, and
Well, do better. We won't have that problem. I'm sorry. Number 1.
despite the upset,
Yeah, despite the upset, there's no reason that Team V would drop out. There's
I wouldn't
no
think
way.
so.
I mean, you would have to have like a 3-game absolute collapse, like a 3-week collapse, and I'd have to have like a 3-week amazing run in order for you to
Oh, to
be in the
catch me?
conversation.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's what it would take.
I would
now.
agree with that.
So-
Again, great job, All Rise. Knocked me off my pedestal a little bit. I got to avoid the injury bug, you know, but still on top. Cruise control. We're in cruise control, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame because if, like I said, just like you said, I haven't done great in the last 5 weeks. I'm just sort of 500-ish. but nobody else can take advantage of it. Nobody's gaining any spots, so we're not gaining any room. I'm still far ahead. It's on them.
Hopefully the playoff race will stay close and will give us something to watch.
I think it will, at least through 2 through 8. I think 9 and 10 are in trouble now, but
I think, 7 is close, but 8's got to close that
3
gap.
through 8, sorry.
Yeah, 8's got to close that gap.
Yeah. Big week, big week. What is it? What is the current score? We'll give a live update.
On Thursday, August 3rd,
Five Swords with a 9-5 lead right now. Huh?
can't do that. You got to win, All Rise.
Yeah.
And here's your boy, losing again.
Hey, he has all week.
No, he doesn't. He only has 4 days.
He has 4 more days of the week, which is an
And
entire week.
you're losing to Globo.
Yeah, I am 7-6.
Well, we made a trade. We can't talk about it. But
Can't talk about trades that haven't been that aren't in that we'll talk about it next week.
But my guy that I said's trending up, Team Joe Boo, look out.
I will say this: if the 13-2 current score that Lee has over Pine Tree Lane could be a nail in the coffin there.
He and I have already discussed it, so don't worry about it.
Oh, I see what's going on.
What?
See, did you
What?
see how he talks about the collusion right here?
What are you talking about?
Well, basically, you said, okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Unless you see a trade, I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see. Yep, it's all figured out. This is how this guy wins. He comes up with these dumb rules that nobody else wants to follow.
What?
And then he picks up the young guys and then trades them to teams that are out of the playoffs.
You just said he was in the playoffs.
Well,
3.5 games out.
Well, no, you said, hey, make sure that you play your lesser guys, and I'll take care of you.
I never
I'll
said
take care of you, Pine Tree. I'll give you some of those young players that you want to rebuild with. I'll take care of you. Whatever. It's BS. Anyway, so next week we're going to have a special video. Did you know that?
No. How would I know that if you just said it?
Well, assuming everything goes status quo, like we're hoping that it does,
Sure.
we will be on location.
That should be exciting.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, because I will not be home, I will not be able to post the video at an earlier rate, but we can at least do the video on vacation and do it at the time of when the video should have been taking place. You know what I mean? I know that was a weird way of saying it, but we can still do it.
I don't think you.
We can still do it midweek next week about last week is what I'm trying to say.
I don't think you could have said it any better.
Yeah, I couldn't have. So, but unfortunately, it won't post until fall because I shouldn't be home because we are going on our baseball trip or something like that next week.
Shh, secret.
Yes, it's a big secret, and I will root against all of your fantasy players if I see them live.
You will root.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gotta look at that. Look at the pitching matchups. We can do that. That'll
Sure.
be exciting.
Could be.
All right. So I guess that's it. Wave bye. See you next week.